I'm Chef Carol. And if you've been following me, there's one thing you know about me is that I love to bake, and I especially love to bake cookies. And one of the things that I enjoy doing on this ketogenic lifestyle is taking regular recipes and making them keto friendly. I found a recipe in New York Times Cooking for chewy brownie cookie. And let's face it, who doesn't love a brownie? I believe the one thing that I like about cookies so much on this ketogenic lifestyle is because it already creates a serving. So you know that you can eat one cookie and you've probably fulfilled your dessert requirement. For this recipe, I'm going to be using the following ingredients. I have already mise en placed these ingredients, and because it's not my recipe, I can only verbalize to you what basically it says. I have 3/4 of a cup of sugar-free Hershey's chocolate bits. I have 42 grams of unsweetened cocoa powder. I have a teaspoon of espresso powder. I have 1/2 cup of unsalted butter. I have 2 eggs that are in the sink right now, coming to room temperature in warm water. I have 3/4 of a cup, or 150 grams of an allulose sweetener. I have 107 grams, or 1/2 cup of Swerve brown sweetener. I have a teaspoon of kosher salt, and I have 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I also have 90 grams of a keto-friendly flour. My oven right now is preheating to 350 degrees. I have a parchment-covered baking sheet. So what I'm going to do first is, using my KitchenAid blender, I'm going to take the cocoa powder, the espresso powder. I'm going to take those 2 powders, put them into this bowl. I'm going to add the sugar-free chocolate chip and the mixture of cocoa powder and espresso. I'm going to melt the butter in a skillet, and then I'm going to pour that butter over this mixture and just let it sit until the chocolate melts. While that's happening, I'm going to take the eggs. So I have 2 eggs at room temperature. I have the allulose sweetener. I have the brown sugar. I'm going to mix those, and while that's mixing, I'm going to melt the butter and pour it over the chocolate mixture. I'll be right back. The butter has melted and it's become bubbly. So I'm just going to pour that over the chocolate mixture and just let it sit there until the chocolate actually melts. I've also, so that it has a fluffy consistency. And once the chocolate has melted, I will add the chocolate mixture to the egg mixture, and we'll move on from there. I have let the mixture sit for about 3 minutes. I'm just going to stir it up, and what I want is for it to have a nice glossy shine. And I'm also scraping to make sure that any of the pieces that didn't melt get stirred in. And what I can also do right now with some of the chocolate pieces that have not melted is just put it in the microwave for a couple of seconds and let those pieces melt. So I gave it about 10 seconds in the microwave. Okay, it looks like all of the pieces have melted. So now I'm going to change my whisk paddle, and I'm going to put this paddle on and set the machine to stir. I'm going to pour the chocolate mixture into the egg mixture. I'm also going to add in the vanilla. I'm going to take a second and just scrape down the side of the bowl to make sure that the egg mixture and the chocolate mixture have all come together. Scrape your bottom. And I'm going to add in the flour mixture and stir that until it all comes together. To keep from over stirring, I'm I'm just going to remove the paddle and continue to stir with the spatula. And as you can see, I'm scraping down the sides and the bottom. And I'm just checking to make sure that all of the flour gets mixed up into the batter. Now it should resemble a thick brownie batter, and it seems that I have to try to get it into the oven quickly to make sure the chocolate can retain its shine. I'm using a 2 tablespoon scoop. The entire batter is supposed to make 18 cookies. The oven is preheated. I'm going to put these in for 8 minutes. The cookies have been in the oven for 8 minutes, and it is suggested that we give the pan a whack. And that is to make the cookies crackle. I can see some crackling. And then I'm going to put them back in the oven for 2 more minutes. You can also at this point put a little sea salt on them, but I don't like that, so I won't. The cookies are finished, and because I used a keto-friendly flour, I had to let them rest for a much longer period of time than you would let a regular flour cookie rest. Now I can tell you that these are brownies. These taste like a small brownie. You can definitely taste the espresso in the cookie. And what goes better with a brownie than a scoop of ice cream? But if you don't have ice cream, as I don't, then I think a little shot of whipped cream will do as well. So I am going to taste this. And I can tell you that one of the things the recipe wanted was that crackling that you see in the cookie. And that was obtained by banging the cookies on the counter after 8 minutes of baking. So here I go. Bon appetit, and enjoy your brownie chewy cookies. See you soon.